What's happening, guys? This is Shane and Arturo. We're in the therapy room at CrossFit ATR, and something that's been coming up a lot is hip impingement in athletes. And one thing that matters is your pelvic position. If you're anteriorly tilted or neutral or posteriorly tilted, we want you to be neutral. So to demo this, I'm going to have Arturo just arch his back, which would be like someone has really tight hip flexors and quads, and see how his hip flexion looks. So go ahead and arch your back and then pull one knee towards your chest until you feel kind of a restriction. So right about there.
Yeah.
Now, come back down. Go to a relatively neutral pelvis, like if you had normal quad and hip flexor tissue, and then see where your hip flexion goes to. Way, way better, obviously. So one is just the cue of not having people squat overarched. We gotta do that to avoid hip impingement. But the other part is freeing up the tissues of the quads, the psoas, a little bit of this TFL, the low back, all that matters. We've talked about that in other videos, so let's talk about the TFL specifically. Now have Arturo turn on his side, just turn over onto your side. I usually like to put something like this in between the knees there. And you know you're good friends when you can just punch each other in the hip. So one way of working on it is just a broad fist. I'm just pressing my fist right into here. And you can tell me when I'm on the sweet spot, right about there. Or, to get really pinpoint, you can go fingers like this, and kind of get in this little crevice right here in the front, and press in. Or you could go thumbs.
Ooh.
And we would just camp out there for a little while, and grind around in there. But if you don't have a good friend to punch you in the hip, you can do it on your own by taking a softball. Obviously it's not going to be the same as fingers. A softball will not be as pinpoint, but he could put that underneath his hip if he was working on that hip. Notice his leg is a little bit flexed, meaning it's not straight, and then he just pulls his hips forward and back. And that's kind of going to mimic what I was doing. So if you're someone who is dealing with hip impingement, if you're someone who gets a hip pain, or you've been told you have FAI, femoral acetabular impingement or something, give this a shot.